In this video, I'm going to talk about COE Admin Environment Request app. Now, uh, once you navigate to the Center of Excellence Core Component Solution under App, you will see this app called as COE Admin Environment Request app, which is in a preview state. So I'd advise to use it with a bit of caution. You play this app, and then once you play this app, you will be navigated to this particular model-driven app. Now, what it contains: requests and configuration. Request means environment request. So let me show you in a bit of visual. So what happens is, like a maker, a maker within your organization will provide a request of provisioning an environment. Okay. Now that goes to an admin. Okay. So admin will receive a request that maker has requested for one environment creation. Okay. Admin can approve it, reject it, or do nothing. you know Now all this list is listed over here. So pending environment creation request, as you see over here, these are the things which require some action. Now admin needs to do approval, rejection, or uh, maybe nothing. Okay. Now how the admin does is, like, admin selects this entry, and then they can view the request. So if I click on view, then I should view the entire request, and then I can approve, I can reject, or maybe I can email the admins if I have any queries to understand, like, why this is required, what is the purpose of it. I can even edit the details. I can view the admins, I can view the connectors, I can put some notes over here, and I can see what are the data policies which has been recommended. Let me go back here. Now coming back to here, no, so okay, so who creates that environment request? The maker creates that environment request. Now how? Like, if I'm a maker, I will log into a separate app called a COE Maker Command Center, and then, like, I'm not going to show you, but then this is how, like, a maker has already requested couple of environment creation activities. So here I can create those environment creation requests, and then this will be sent to an admin. Okay. Next, coming back here, data policy request. So this is about change in the DLP policies. Okay. Now, again, maker will submit that request, DLP policy request, and then, admin can approve or reject that. Now, what is pending DLP policy change request? Is basically, maker will create a new policy change request. Now, what is action requested is apply a policy to an environment. If maker thinks that there are some set of policies which is, say, block Adobe needs to be applied to, say, new environment which is created, like ALM dev, and maker can submit this request, something like that, and then maker can submit this request, and after a while, uh, admin will receive this request, and admin can, like, do some sort of an data policy request change action. Okay. Let me click here in data policy request. Now, yes, if you see here, this is the request which I have submitted recently. I can view the detail, and I can see that, hey, this is the request which has been submitted by maker. I can either approve or reject it. Let me reject this request. Okay. And I can do all those actions. So I can approve it, I can reject it, I can email the requester that, hey, I'm not satisfied with whatever you're telling, and maybe let's have a conversation. I can edit these policies in an admin center. I can filter out the requests. So all those things I can do as an admin. Uh, Configure shared policies. Now here, select a data policy and make it visible. Now remember, there are a couple of policies which are visible to makers. Okay, like block Adobe, block Facebook. Okay. Now let me put policy X and make this visible. Okay, to the maker, and let me put block some connector and make it visible to the maker. Now what does this mean is, if you are a maker and if you want to submit a data policy change request, okay, Then here, now if you see, the list has grown. Earlier it was just 3, now it is say 5. Okay, now let's assume if I want to shrink this list, I just want to show only block Adobe to the makers. Okay, then what I can do, I can go here and make this hide. Okay, now block Adobe is the only policy which is visible to maker. Now here, when the maker, so let me refresh this. If the maker come here, and if it creates a new data policy change request, let me refresh this application. So I'm logged in as a maker and I'm going into data policy request. Then if I click on new, then if I click on apply policy to an environment, then currently, like, it might take a while for that changes to persist because it's caching it, but you will see that, you will only see one particular policy over here. Let me refresh this for a moment and show you what I meant by that. So what we have done is we have made this policy visible only to only one policy visible to maker, that is block Adobe. Okay, now if a maker click on say data policy request, clicks on new, refresh it, me refresh this, he clicks on new, then after a while, like once all the changes are persisted, then you should see only one record over here. But now currently it is, now the changes are not getting impacted immediately, it might take a while, and once that is done, you will only see maybe one record over here. Okay, moving on to the settings. Now in the settings, you will see that environment request automatically approve certain group, environment request enable cost tracking. Now, and here enable cost tracking, if you turn this on, choose yes to enable cost tracking in the environment creation request form. So what happens in the environment creation request form, here you might find an option to, you know enable that cost tracking activity. Okay, and then you will be able to track the cost. Okay, environment request automatically approve certain group. Here if you turn this on, what will happen is enable to automatically approve creation request for certain groups. So if say maker request for a new environment creation, and if the maker belongs to some premium maker group, then an admin need not even approve this particular request, it will be automatically approved. So that's currently in the preview stage, and then in order to find more about it, we may have to wait some time, and then I will create a separate video on basis of that. So that's it, folks. This is all about COE admin environment request. It's an application for an admin to view the environment request submitted by the maker, requests submitted by the maker for data policy change. They can configure the shared policies, which has been shared by the administrator to view only the related data policies, which is only available to makers, and then makers can suggest those changes within the newly or existing environment. So thanks for watching.